Jesus Christ.
Welcome to the high life.
Hey guys, it's Jessi Bey, and this story time is going to be very, very serious. The next story time now we're going to post tomorrow is going to be on a lighter note, but this one is going to be very, very serious, okay? Okay. I'm going to go ahead and put a disclaimer right here, right now. If you are easily triggered with depression, self-harm, anger spells, violence, blood, emotional abuse, stuff like that, description of blood, really, it's not going to be actual blood, but description of blood, I suggest that you turn away from this video now, leave this video now, because it's going to be a lot of that, okay? Okay, so with that being said, if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel, hit the bell, turn on my notifications. I'm sorry, I still can't talk. That helps a lot. And oh yeah, by the way, thank you so much for 13 subscribers. I greatly appreciate that. Then you can follow my Twitter and my Instagram. All that will be down in the description box below. And without further ado, we can get this started. So this story time is going to be a variation of things. It's going to be like how I dealt with my mental illness and how self-aware of my mental illness and how I was able to try to cope with it and how I've dealt with the damage of emotional abuse. So we're going to go like way back. I was like 12, so that's like 2005. Yeah, it was the year 2005. I was 12 years old. My mom met this guy at a car dealership because we were going to get a new car. And I already knew something was off about him. He was a little too nice. You know how with some people, the vibe, it just feels really off and you cannot pinpoint what it is. That's what it was like with me. I automatically did not like him. He was way, way too nice anyway. A little too nice. Because there is such thing being genuinely nice and there is such thing as being too nice. When you're too nice, that means you're hiding something. And he was hiding something. He was hiding a lot of baggage. So seeing as she didn't see any telltale signs of me being mean to him for like no known reason, even though there was a reason, we just didn't know what it was yet, she ignores it. Of course, because she just doesn't want to be alone at the time, which is so stupid because, you know, it's okay. If there's women out there, all you people out there in general, it's okay to be single and okay to be by yourself. Don't get with someone just to be with someone so you don't be lonely. That means you're going to end up with someone who ain't shit, okay? You deserve better than that. And that's why I tell my mom all the time that she deserves better than all of these men. But yeah, you know, over time, things got serious. And as time went on, it was like nothing really crazy. Just a few years later, I was 14 years old and that's when I started my period. Right when I turned 14, within that week of my birthday, I started my period, which is crazy. And that's when things totally changed. So I was already really sensitive and stuff, and I wasn't a very angry person until I started my period. And that's when I actually knew, right when I started my period, the way my mindset and the way I saw things was a lot different. And I knew something was wrong, and I didn't know what it was until I was 19 actually. So that's a long time. That's like 5 years. 5 years to get some help. Before that, I was just suffering. I was stuck. I was in a really dark place. And, you know, it's really heartbreaking because my mom was the only in my main support system who I trusted and could run to for anything. And the fact, ever since he came in to our lives and she was so wrapped up with him, she didn't pay attention to me anymore. Right when I needed her the most because I don't know what was going on and I needed help. I'm trying not to cry, but my eyes are welling up right now. I had to learn to cope. All these problems that I have by myself. I couldn't even run to anyone because, like I said before, I'm very socially anxious. I was scared to talk to someone about it, which I should have. But I didn't because I'm very socially anxious. I'm scared. I'm not very comfortable talking to random people, even the people who could help me. There's people at school that could have helped me because I had a counselor and I had a guidance counselor and we had a light counselor. I could have talked to either one, but I didn't because I was so scared to talking to people because my social anxiety is so horrible. And it's just, he would call me names. He would degrade me. He would make fun of me all the time. He would call me fat. He would call me fat. He would call me ugly. And I have pretty sensitive eyes and stuff, and my vision is so bad because you guys already know on my vlogs, I'm actually pretty much legally blind. I can barely see anything. That's why I don't really focus on the camera that much, because I can't really see much of anything. And he would always put the lights in my eyes, and he knew damn well that it hurt. He would do that to me. He would put me down on everything that I did. He would make fun of the way that I dressed. He would make fun of the music that I listened to, and I'm very passionate about my music, and people talk down about my music. That hurts my feelings, and that really makes me sad, and that pisses me off too. And he would make fun of my singing. I understand I don't have the best voice, but the way that he made fun of my singing was very disrespectful, and it hurt my feelings a lot. And we would fight all the freaking time. And the crazy part is, whenever we did fight, he would come at me first, and I get tired of it, and I defend myself. My mom would yell at me and take his side. The main person that I freaking trusted about my feelings took his side. She pretty much turned her back on me, which is crazy because she's close with me and my other sisters all the time, but as far as closeness goes, we are the closest. We are the closest. And she would take his side all the time, even when I try to defend myself. And every time he would do these things, she would just be like, oh, he's just joking or whatever. It doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. You let a grown-ass man who's 40-something years old bully a teenage girl, a minor, bully her child that you're supposedly close to. That's really messed up. I understand that she was in love with him and stuff, because love is blind. But love shouldn't make you so blind that you're not even paying attention to what's going on with your kid and noticing changes. Because I know I had some changes, and she didn't even notice. She didn't even notice me anymore that much. The only time she would notice me is if we fought. And I just felt like, what would happen if I wasn't here anymore? Would she care? She wouldn't even notice that I was gone. If I killed myself or if I ran away from home. Because I thought about that on multiple occasions. My mom didn't know that. I tried to tell her what was going on. I even tried to tell her one time. I told her what was going on. I told her I'm not okay in the head. I was self-aware that I was not okay in my mind. And she blew me off. And she said it's no big deal. It's nothing serious. She blew me off. That really hurt. Because I needed someone. I had nobody. I had to figure it out on my own. I'm trying so hard not to cry, but it still hurts to this day. It hurts even more when she would take his side all the time. And I self-harmed on multiple occasions. I didn't cut myself. I actually stabbed myself on multiple occasions. I still have the stab marks. I think I got somewhere around here. Like, if you see the dark spots, those are stab wounds I did to myself from a pin. And I also did it on my leg. And I would stab myself so much that it'll be dents and blood will come out. It was that bad. And they knew I did it, but didn't do anything. They still didn't do anything. Didn't do nothing. And they knew that I freaking did that to myself. They didn't do anything about it. I was alone. I was so freaking alone. And Mom and I would fight so much because of this one guy. She was so wrapped up in. Yeah, so we would fight a lot. And my sophomore year, I had like 2 bullies who messed with me twice. They didn't mess with me that often because I didn't react the way they wanted me to. But they lucky I knew how to control my anger, because if I didn't know how to control my anger, that one bully that I dealt with that made fun of me, called me names, called me ugly, I was going to stab her with my keys, and I was going to choke her out with my lanyard, the little keychain thing that holds your keys. And I was going to rip the other bully that I had, I was going to rip her weave out. Oh, $100, her weave cost about $100 or so. I was going to rip her $100-something weave out. I was going to fuck her up so bad that you couldn't even recognize her. No one even know my violent tendencies. My mom didn't know, because what was the point? I didn't run to my mom about the situation because she would blow me off. For this guy that's not even a man, a sad excuse of a man, because he would have a fit on whatever. He freaking attacked her car he destroyed her property just because she wouldn't take him out somewhere at a certain period of time, at a certain time. He slashed her freaking tires like 4 or 5 times just because she said no whenever he asked her to take him somewhere like 1 o'clock in the morning. She's trying to sleep. So to top it all, sorry, I can't talk. So to top it all off, he was schizophrenic, and whenever you have a mental illness, you take medication for it. That means you cannot be smoking and drinking, because it's not going to work. That's the situation that happened to him. He was schizophrenic. They gave him medication and stuff, but he was smoking and drink. So that's just a waste of pills. He freaking threatened my mom, okay? He threatened my mom to put his hands on her. And I didn't even know until later, when she was about to get ready to put a protective order on him. She never did. Which is just so stupid, because I'll talk about that in a little bit. But yeah, I could have found out that he threatened to put his hands on her. And he was so lucky I didn't know that. Because if I knew that, I would have gotten his face so fast. I would have put my hands on him so quick. I would have assaulted him, because I do not, when it comes to my mom, you guys, even though she turned her back on me and what she did was so unforgivable, she is still my mom, and I still love her to death, because she was the only person that I was able to trust at the time before all of this happened. She was like pretty much my everything, because she's my mom. I'm very protective of her, okay? Because she let all these men that she's dated, besides my dad, all of these guys that she's been with have disrespected her time and time again, and she would let it happen. And I'm just like, as long as I'm here and as long as I'm around, you are not. And if I find out that you had disrespected my mom and threatened her, you are dead. I would actually get a freaking record. I would go to jail and get a death penalty because I committed murder. That's how serious I am with my mom, okay? Do not ever in your life disrespect my mom. We're going to have a problem. I will probably put my hands on you and get in your face. But if you put your hands on my mom and I see you do it, I'm killing your ass. Your ass is grass. You would not be here anymore. Your soul would leave your vessel. I'm dead ass right now. I do not play when it comes to my mom. I do not play that. I'm very overprotective of her because she does not know how to stand up for herself sometimes. She needs to learn how to do so. She's never stood up for herself when it came to men. When they disrespected her, she would never stand up for herself. So technically, in a way, I'm doing it for her. I do not, I do not play that. So he will come at her, which is very manipulative, telling her what she can and cannot wear with certain stuff. That's very manipulative. If you have a guy or a girl or a person who doesn't identify your partner, if you have a partner out there that is telling you what you can and cannot wear, that is a red flag right there. You tell them, you get in their face, I'll wear whatever the fuck I want, because at the end of the day, people might be looking at me, but I still going to come to you and I'm not going to cheat on you. You need to trust me. So I wish a nigga would talk to me like that, to be honest. I wish you would. You don't have to worry about me cheating. I'm not unfaithful. Even if the relationship isn't working, I would not go that route with cheating. I would probably more likely break up with you because it hurts less. I talked about that in my cheating video. But, yeah, he would. Not only did he, do all of that stuff to me, making fun of me, and blah, blah, blah. He would go after my mom, too, telling her what she can and cannot wear. And he called her fat, too. When she ate something, she was eating something, and call her fat. And then he even called my best friend fat too. And my best friend do not play that shit either. She does not play that. She was mad as hell when I told her. I was like, yeah, my mom's boyfriend said that you were fat. And she was pissed. So, she don't, my best friends do not tolerate that stuff either. So, she was mad as hell. She hated him too. She didn't even have to meet him to, she only met him like maybe 5 seconds. She didn't really greet him or nothing like that. And she did not like him either. So, everybody didn't like him. The only person that liked him was my mom. So, that should have been the sign right there that not one person liked your partner. There's something wrong with your partner. You gotta analyze it. Stop being so, get your head up out of the love circle or whatever and try to analyze the relationship. So, that's what I do all the time. And then there came a certain point when I was 19 years old that it got more intense between my mom and I. It got physical. We started throwing hands. And I can't remember too much about it because when I'm pissed and I give into my anger, I tend to black out. And I remember her charging towards me and I was getting my hands ready. But I don't remember pushing her down in a chair because I actually pushed her down in a chair. I didn't know until I went back to reality and she was laying down on a chair. Because you know what the dining room tables that you can pull out and pull up, and sometimes you put the chairs beside each other on one side. She was laying down on the chair because apparently I pushed her. I don't really remember. But I just remember her being laying down and she got back up and then we fought some more. And that fight is actually what we needed to exert all of that anger that we had. Then we got close again after that, which is crazy. We can fast forward maybe about 2 years. I want to say 2 years. I think I was about drinking age. I was 21. Yeah, I was about 21 years old because we moved. So yeah, we moved into our new apartment and I knew he took advantage of her and used her because at a certain point in time he quit his job. And he was still in his 40s. He was about to be 50 soon. So I was just like, you're still young enough to still be working. I don't think you should be retiring until you're like 50 something. And you're not even 50 yet. So what you doing? He would quit his job and then he signed for like Social Security benefits and whatever. And then he moved in with us, which you're not supposed to do because if you are renting, you live in an apartment, you can have guests over, but for a certain amount of time. With this lease, they're supposed to stay for about maybe 3 days up to a week. I can't quite remember what the instructions were, whatever you like to call them, the rules were on the lease, because certain leases differ. But he would stay with us for a couple of months, and she's lucky the office didn't know, because then we would have got evicted and got in trouble. And that would have been on her record, not mine, because I haven't even started officially writing my own leases yet. So it would have been on her record. I would not be affected. I was on the lease, and I was an adult, but I did not sign my own lease. And I wasn't head of household either. I was secondary. So even if she got in trouble, it would not come up on my record. My record is still clean. Yeah, so he'll stay with us for a few months. That means a lot more fighting and a lot more degrading on his part, calling me names and stuff, being so rude, attacking me the way that I look, and like making fun of my music choice and making fun of my singing, and which is very disrespectful, because if you should not be coming at someone who is passionate about a certain thing and telling them they can't do it. That is not nice, and that's very disrespectful. Him and my mom got into it. He was getting into it. He was yelling in her face and stuff. And she was just sitting there chilling. She took his card away because she knew that he was going to blow his card off with some benefits. His benefits that he got, because you're supposed to use the benefits and stuff that you need, like being in like clothes, food, and all of that stuff. He didn't use that for any of that stuff. He used it for alcohol and cigarettes. He used his whole $700 and something for alcohol and cigarettes. This is where things got really violent, me being violent towards him, because I never been violent one time, even though I wanted to so bad. But this was my breaking point. Him yelling in my mom's face, which I deem is disrespectful. him trying to bring me in an argument into it, and I yell in his face. I was like, do not bring me into this conversation. Do not bring me into this situation. I'm not for it. And then he done calm down, because when I yell, I freaking yell, man. Like, I can have, all of the doors can be shut. Like, I'm loud right now, but I can be louder than this when I'm pissed. So, I will be very scary when I'm yelling. And, that's just my dad's side of the family, by the way. My dad's side of the family is yellows. My mom is very quiet. She can't yell for the life of her. She tried. Even when she's mad, she can't yell that loud. So, she doesn't have the vocal cords for it. But, yeah, and then, you know, I said all of that, and then I said, I quote, this is when it got, like, really violent and blood came in the situation. Not his, but mine. I said, I'm tired of your shit. I am going to fucking kill you. Then I proceeded to get up, went in the kitchen, got a butcher knife. I think it was a butcher knife. It was a knife about this big. It was like a long blade. I think it's a butcher knife. Because it's not one of those wide ones. It was one of those skinny long ones. I grabbed it. And I don't remember, like I said before, when I'm pissed, I tend to black out. I don't remember too much of it. I just remember going in the kitchen, grabbing a steak knife or a butcher knife, whatever the heck it is. It was a big knife, okay? And I grabbed it like this because I was going to stab him. And I remember charging him for a second, but I don't remember doing this because, you know, common sense, you do this. So I didn't know that my hand was in the way. So I didn't get him. I didn't get a chance to get him because he jumped and he's talking about, are you crazy? Little dumb dummy. And I didn't know my hand was in the way. Since the adrenaline was pumping, I didn't feel any pain. And I actually got my hand and I was bleeding everywhere. I can show you the, I still have the scar. So if you guys can see that scar right there. I cut myself on accident. My hand was in the way. I didn't know because I blacked out. So, and also adrenaline was rushing. I don't remember my hand being in the way. So I guess I went like, I don't know how I did that. Now keep in mind, I've been on medication for 2 years. I was already on medication for my depression, my anxiety, and my psychosis. So, because I had to like get a I had to get a mood stimulant because I have mood swings. And I still do. My mood is always up here, down here, and blah, blah, blah. It's never in the middle. My moods constantly change. So, since that's in there, that means I can get very angry and get very violent. But yeah, so I didn't know that I got my hand until I looked down and there was blood on the floor, and I looked at my hand and there was an open cut, and I cut myself pretty deep. I was able to see, which is, you know, I was calm the whole time. After I did it, I was still calm. I wasn't even mad anymore. I looked down and, you know, it was a deep cut. I had to get stitches. And it was a deep cut, blood. I saw blood leaking out. I was able to see the bone. I was able to see muscle. I was able to see tendon, so it was that bad. Mom calmly got up and took me into the bathroom. I put pressure on it, and while we waited for the police and the ambulance to come, and the ambulance cleaned my wound, wrapped me up. The police came in, and they asked me what happened. And I was calm too, because I didn't care at that time. If I was going to go to jail, I was going to be fine with it. Because I knew what I did was wrong, and I knew the consequences weren't going to be. I was willing to accept the consequences. So he asked me what happened. I was like, I tried to stab him. He's like, you tried to stab him? I was like, yeah. I was calm like that. I'm serious. And surprisingly, which is crazy, maybe I'm still going to get a trial and go to jail. I'm not sure, because this happened 3 years ago. I'm 24 now. It happened when I was like 21. So the fact that I don't have a record on me, I didn't go to jail or nothing, is beyond me. That's how just kind of tells you the police department that we had back at home was shit. So they're not really doing their job, because I should have been in jail right now. I should be in jail right now for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. That's what I was going to be charged with. That's what that policeman, that's what the ambulance guy told me. He's like, you might get charged for a deadly assault with an aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. I was like, okay. Because I already knew that I was going to go to jail. I was already prepared. Because I knew what I did wasn't right, even though I don't really call it self-defense. It was just, I was taking time bomb, and it was just like, I exploded. So, that's pretty much it. They took me to the hospital after that. You know, they gave me some, that numbing stuff they had pushed through the needle and stuff. And they gave me 8 stitches, and I had to keep it for like 2 weeks. And they took it out. I still had the stitch marks outside of the scar that I showed you earlier. And it was pretty bad. Let me show you again. So that's that scar right there, as you guys can see. And it went from right there to like almost to the other side right there. And there's little nick marks on the outside. That's the stitches. That's where they put the stitches in. And I actually watched the lady put them in. I wasn't freaked out at all. I was kind of fascinated how they did it, how she did it. So I was like, okay, that's how you stitch. It didn't hurt because they gave me some numbing medication to put on there. So yeah, I left those in. 8 stitches, 2 weeks. Yeah, that's pretty much it. It's been 3 years. I haven't gotten any mail. No warrants. No record. Didn't go to jail. So, yeah. I'm not sure if I will go to jail, but if I do, it is what it is. I will know why. So I'm gonna try to make this short and sweet. The message of this video is to not only tell my story about the situation, but to also let people know out there that if they were in that situation or are in that situation, they're not by themselves, and that you can always get help. Because today, which I wish they would have had whenever I was having problems, they actually have hotlines where you can text. So use that to your advantage, because I wish they would have had that when I was a kid. You could call, and I couldn't do that because I was very socially anxious. And try to get the police and the ambulance involved. Don't do what I did. Please don't go to drastic measures of being violent. Don't do that. I actually regret doing that. I regret, even though he freaking deserved it, I regret letting him get to me to the point where I put a knife pretty much towards his face. I wasn't going to kill him. I was going to scare him a little and stab him, but it doesn't excuse the fact that I did that. And also, I do regret putting my hands on my mom, and I do regret throwing knives at my mom. I regret it so much. We talked about it. I actually apologized to her for that, and it's never happened ever since. I have not been violent towards her ever since. I don't even have violent tendencies towards her, because we don't have that tension anymore. So I do regret doing that, and I don't want to ever do that again to anybody. I don't want to be violent towards anyone ever again. And also, if you are in a domestic abusive relationship, it doesn't even have to be, your partner doesn't have to put their hands on you for it to be a domestic violent relationship. They could attack you verbally and call you names and threaten you, all that stuff. That's still abusive. Get out of the relationship while you still can. Even if you love them, they do not love you, because if they truly loved you, they would not hurt you in any kind of way. They were only with you and force you to be with you, and they say that they love you because it's a manipulative situation. It's just very manipulative the way that they do it to control you. And don't stay because you think they're gonna change, because they are not going to change. You cannot make a person like that change. The only way that they will change is if they were self-aware and they're actually willing to change, and they regret everything that they've done and try to change. Also, if you are a person out there in that relationship and the kid is involved, please think about your child, because there's a pretty good chance that your kid is hurting as well. If not, they're probably hurting even more. And if your child is starting to change, please pay attention to what your child is doing and what they're doing in general. Because if they're doing the slight changes then you need to take notice of that, because there could be something going on that you don't know about that they haven't told you. Please pay attention to your kids. Just please pay attention to your kids in general. If there's like certain things that they've done, and tell your kid that if there's anything they want to talk about, don't hesitate to talk to you about it, and don't blow them off when they have it may not be a big deal to you, but it's probably a huge deal for them. Please don't blow it off, because that really hurts. That hurts as a child, and you depend on someone that takes care of you and everything, and you trust them, and they blow you off. You cannot trust them again. You can't trust them with their feelings. That means it just shows that you don't care. So that's pretty much the moral of the story. I'm not sure what's going to happen now. I'm not sure if I'm going to get a warrant or not, or if I'm going to end up on record. I'm not sure, because last time I checked I wasn't, because it's been 3 years. I just know that if it does catch up to me, I will accept the consequences. I will fully accept the consequences, because what I did was so wrong. Anywho, this is the end of my video, and if you like this video, please give a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, hit the bell, turn on notifications, and it will mean so much to me if you share this video. Share it everywhere. Please signal boost the hell out of this video, so people can hear my story and people can relate to my story, because there's people out there who probably weren't in a similar situation as I was. And I love you guys so freaking much. I really do. I love you this much. I love you as big as the whole entire world. And please stay safe out there. And don't forget to spread love, not hate.
I wanna see just a